Hello everybody. This is an ocarina buying guide to help any beginner, intermediate, advanced, or professional player get a good idea of what is a good ocarina to very in-depth as to what kind of ocarina you should buy as far as recommending you a good ocarina. So it's mainly going to focus on 10 to 12 hole alto Cs. So I want to make that distinction before we get started. No matter what your skill level is at, I want to make sure that I provide you the best resources for what kind of ocarina to buy. So if you're looking for a beginner ocarina and this is your first ocarina you're ever gonna buy, this is the timestamp you want to go to. If this is not your first ocarina, but you've had some experience, or you're pretty advanced and you've had a couple of ocarinas, but you're interested in knowing what other not very well known makers are out there, skip to this other timestamp. If you're looking for a great Zelda replica, please skip to this time. If you're a professional ocarinist and you're looking for a rare ocarina, or you need advice as to which ocarinas are very valuable right now that you should invest in, you could skip to this other timestamp. Alright, if not, just watch the whole video. If not, just watch the whole video and learn a whole bunch about ocarina styles, which is totally fine for my watch time. Alright, so there's so many different types of ocarinas. There is plastic, ceramic, wood, terracotta, purple clay, there's triples, there's bases, there's pendants, and which is the best you should get as a beginner? Well, my humble recommendation is that you purchase an Alto C ocarina. And if you're a beginner, I strongly suggest and recommend that you start out with a plastic ocarina. There are several reasons why you may want to start with a plastic ocarina. 1, you may want to take it on the go several different places. 2, you may not have a huge budget to start with, so it may be a better idea for you to start with an ocarina under $50. And lastly, number 3, you really are just buying an ocarina to cosplay in, and I'll get to Zelda replicas in a minute. So as soon as you search for ocarina on many websites, either in the United States, Canada, Australia, in India, Nigeria, and many other English-speaking or English as second language speaking countries, you may find this ocarina. I strongly recommend you do not buy this ocarina. I will say that again. I strongly recommend you do not buy this ocarina. Why? Let me show you. Yeah, I don't think I need to play anymore to let you know that this ocarina is mainly decorative. And if you're looking for an ocarina that is a Zelda replica, there are better ones other than this that you could get. So plastics. There's 3 big recommendations for plastics that most people recommend that you buy. The first one I'm going to talk about is the most popular that people recommend as the best one, which is called Night by Noble. I'm going to give you a sound sample of 3 songs for every ocarina, so I'm going to try to keep them the same and just play a basic scale so you can get a good idea. The Night by Noble is a very solid choice, starting at a price point of around $40, maybe $45 for shipping. It is made of the material plastic, and it does have a very nice high-end rubber finish, or rubber-like feeling for finish. The reason it's number 3 on my plastic recommendations is because the Noble website states that many of its ocarinas are tuned to the Asian tuning system, which if you live in most English-speaking countries, they use instruments tuned to the frequency of 440. And the Asian tuning has ocarinas tuned at 444, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put any corrections on the screen. But that being said, if you buy this one and this is your first ocarina, you may be slightly sharp with other instruments. That brings me to my number 2 recommendation for plastic ocarinas in Alto Sealand, which is this one by STL. This one is around $30, and here is the sound sample. Now that one, just like the Noble, has a beautiful sound, and they are both very solid choices for your first ocarina. I would definitely recommend the two of them. The reason I would put the STL one at number 2 is because I know for sure it's tuned at 440. STL does not really name their altos correctly. They call them tenors on their website, which can be really confusing for a beginner. If you want to know more about the ocarina naming system, here's my friend David's video on why tenor ocarinas don't exist. Finally, we have arrived at my number 1 recommendation for plastic ocarinas for beginners. This is a Focalink plastic from Songbird's website. They recently updated to a more professional model. I normally didn't have this as my number 1 pick for plastic a few months back, but ever since they released this new professional model, this is my go-to for all beginners. I strongly suggest this ocarina because it's under $30 when you order it. And it also plays just as nicely as the other ones and is correctly named, so there will not be any confusion when you go purchase your Alto C ocarina. Definitely recommend this one as my number 1. Although the other ones are also great picks. If you don't want to go with this one, that is totally fine. The Noble and the STL are also awesome picks for your first plastic ocarina. Again, if you're a beginner and you want to learn how to play the ocarina, I strongly suggest you buy a plastic. You will need one even if you go on to buy a ceramic, because you will eventually want a practiced ocarina that you can take anywhere without fear of dropping it or breaking it. Now, if you are an intermediate or advanced ocarina player, I strongly suggest that you look into different voicings and ranges for the ocarina. If you currently have a lot of alto Cs in your collection, maybe consider purchasing a soprano G or a soprano C if you don't have one. Also, If your collection consists of mainly high-pitched ocarinas like soprano G, soprano C, alto C, then consider getting a bass C ocarina or a bass G ocarina or even an alto G ocarina or a contra bass C. If you're an intermediate to advanced player and you've been playing for a couple of years, try to see if you are able to complete an entire septet set. This works really well, especially if you like to make videos of you doing covers of songs. And if you're interested in arranging for septets, that's always a really fun and interesting and fulfilling thing to do as an ocarina player. If you're looking to purchase an entire septet from soprano C all the way to contrabass C, I strongly suggest you look into makers like Focalink, Colombo, Imperial City, and if you're only looking for a quintet, also Menalio. Here are a few of those makers and a few of those voicings. And also, I forgot to say, for septets, rudder is also an awesome option. This is my Imperial City contrabass C. This is my Imperial City contrabass G. This is my Menalio bass C. This is my rudder alto G. This is my Focalink alto C. This is my Focalink soprano G. Yes, it's spray painted. No, don't do it. And finally, here is my rudder soprano C. So, we finally get to Zelda replicas now. So if you want a Zelda replica, again, the cheapest one of the market is the one I just showed you. This one is worth about $10, maybe $15, but at the same time, it's really not a good deal when you think about it, because this is mainly a cosplay accessory. It is not necessarily an instrument that's going to play anything really nice. And if you want to play ocarina songs, even if they're very simple, even if they're just Zelda songs, you really want to take maybe $10 or $20 more to invest into an ocarina that'll really give you a lot more mileage than this. If you're really strapped for cash though, and you really need a Zelda replica, then I suggest you buy an STL plastic that has the Triforce logo on it. It looks just like a Zelda replica. This is kind of what it looks like, but it has the Triforce right here. It's not super fancy, but it'll sound better than the ocarina that I showed you. Here are good quality Zelda replicas in order from cheapest to most expensive. I'm going to start with 3 that are around the same price. the STL ceramic Zelda replica, which looks like this. This is the first version they used to sell. Now they sell a lighter blue version, which I prefer the original. But here's what the original sounds like if you can find it secondhand. That is the SCL Zelda replica, and I'm going to put the price right now as of today on the screen. The other one that I would recommend is from Sakura Wayta, which is a Peruvian ocarina company. This one is really nice and also has a very artistic Triforce that I like. So this is what it sounds like. And again, here it is. The mention of an ocarina that I don't currently have is Luna Celta. They are a Mexican ocarina company that also makes Zelda replicas. And they also have a really cool Majora's Mask model that I would also recommend to anyone interested in a Zelda replica.
Hello, I'm Willow of Percussion Pipes and Pixels, and I'm going to be showing off the Luna Celta Ocarina.
Sakura Wayta and Luna Celta are companies from Latin America, but their owner also speaks English. So if you speak English and you're intimidated because they're Spanish-speaking companies, don't be. They're super friendly and super nice. They just sell mainly on Facebook, so look them up on Facebook. I put a link to their shop in the description.
Next on the list, I recommend the beautiful.
Next on the list, I recommend the beautiful Zelda replica from Songbird Ocarina. I was lucky enough to snatch one with a Starry Night glaze, which looks really, really beautiful. They sell these. I'll put the price on the screen as how much they are for as of today. And here's a sound sample. I really like the softer tone that this one has. It's really, really enjoyable to listen to. And sometimes they do have them in special glazes, depending on the day that you buy them. So check those out for sure. I'll leave a link in the description for Songbirds, also along with a discount code if you want to use that and support my channel. Finally, another ocarina that I don't have, which is a Spencer ocarina, and those are beautiful Zelda replicas. I 100% recommend that you look into those. I currently don't own one, so I'm working really hard on trying to buy one, making a video as soon as I get one, but I'll try to leave a sound sample of one of my friends playing a Spencer ocarina. lastly, if you're super lucky and you manage to find one of these are from Hans Rotter from Ocarina Music House, and these are a very special Sifan ocarinas made in Europe. They sound so beautiful, and they're one of my favorites because they're very lightweight, and that's really awesome if you play ocarina a lot. A sound sample of the red Sifan. It's really one of my favorites, and you see me playing it in videos a lot. It's because this ocarina is so lightweight, and it's really, really convenient and comfortable to use. So even if you're a professional and you stumble across one of these, I would get them ASAP, because Mr. Rotter has essentially retired, and his ocarinas are a lot harder to find nowadays. And that brings me to the last part of this video. If you are a professional and you are very interested in expanding your ocarina collection, I will leave a couple of brands that you may want to look into, just because this video is getting very, very long. I wanted to make sure that I just gave them a brief mention. I don't own a lot of these brands yet, but if you do, please link me in the comments to a sound sample of you playing any of these ocarinas if you own them. I strongly suggest, if you have had experience, you're a professional on ocarina, just 12-hole ocarina, then I suggest you start working into double chambers or triple chambers. It's a really, really rewarding way to get better at ocarina, and also to learn new skills by chamber switching and extending its range and potentially playing harmonies. So definitely suggest that you look into those. So I will leave those rare ocarinas in the description, but just a few honorable mentions for any hardcore ocarinas that really want to expand their collections. I would suggest you buy any, if you don't have any, of Takashi, Rotter, Pacchioni, Ocarina Arcoiris from Chile, Menalio, and Kurt Posch. I strongly recommend you get those. Those are really honorable mentions, but there's many more. I also left all the makers that I talked about in this video. With this last time that I have left, I'm going to show you a few bonus ocarinas that I didn't get to show. Some rare and also some unique. So let me roll the tape on that. This is an ocarina from Chile. It's very rare. It's made by Sergio, who doesn't make a lot of ocarinas anymore, but is still open for business. And he is the head of Ocarinas Arcoiris in Chile, which is a beautiful, beautiful maker with a very precious sound. So here's what it sounds like. The feel is super light, and I love this tilted windway, which helps with ergonomics. Very, very cool ocarina. It's a bass C. This is a very special one that I got from my friend Emiliano Berganotti. He has this ocarina that he gave to me that was made by Kurt Posch. And it's a very beautiful soprano G ocarina. I also have his soprano C. His signature is right here. He likes to put some encrusted jewels on some of his models, and also you can tell right here by a flower too. Here's what it sounds like. It's soprano G. I love its unique shape and how long it is. And I also like that it has this little sub hole right here. Very, very cool soprano G ocarina. Finally, if you are a left-handed ocarina player and you're looking for a left-handed ocarina or a left-handed Zelda replica, I strongly suggest a maker in Canada called Ocarina Caro. And Caroline is a very gifted maker. She makes both custom ocarinas and also sells a couple of orders that she has. One of the really cool things about her is that she actually specializes in making left-handed ocarinas. Now, there's not a lot of people that make left-handed ocarinas. STL makes a left-handed ocarina, but she handcrafts hers, and she's from Quebec, Canada. Here is what one of hers looks like. Very, very detailed and very beautiful Zelda replica that's left-handed. There's a little bit of debate as to if left-handed ocarinas are necessary. Now, as a teacher, I've taught very many students and definitely believe that the right ocarina for the right person is the best possibility. Now, I've had a lot of students that have struggled in learning a right-handed ocarina because it's left-handed. Sometimes whenever a person that's new to the ocarina is left-handed grips an ocarina, the first thing that happens is this. Now this can definitely be corrected and easily managed. But at the same time, some people feel the most comfortable in being able to go like this. So why not get a left-handed ocarina? So if you're a left-handed person and you want a Zelda replica, definitely check out Ocarina Caro's Etsy page. Here's a sound sample of the left-handed Zelda replica from Ocarina Caro. Hang on, let me try that again. I want to thank you for taking the time to sit through the entire video if you sat through it. I talked about a lot of ocarinas. I left a lot of links in the description, so be sure to check those out. There's also a lot of really good ocarina makers that I put in the description that are very high quality that I didn't have a chance to talk about. So please be sure to check those out. And if I can put a sound sample of any of those, I will also put one of those in this section. Thank you again for checking it out. Decide which ocarina is best for you depending on what you're wanting. The world of Ocarina is very vast and there's a lot of wonderful, wonderful ocarinas out there. If you would like a sequel to this purchasing guide, like double chamber or pendants or inlines, please put it in the comments. And also, if you decide to purchase an ocarina from Songbird Ocarina, I have left my discount code, which is Ocarina Owl. Use that at the checkout and get a discount. Any purchases that use that discount code will go directly towards supporting this channel and all the videos that I make. So it would really help a lot if you use that discount code if you decide you want a Songbird. Again, no pressure. Decide whichever ocarina is best for you. Thank you once again. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was Ocarina Owl signing out. See you in the next video. Bye.